Time for Overreaction Monday here on the Cowboys Report. Might be a pretty juicy one after a game that was not as close as the score might indicate. It was a almost miracle comeback effort out of the Cowboys. They come up short against the Ravens, and a lot of the same concerns we've had about this football team. The run game, the run D, the coaching, etc. They all showed their ugly head again. So before we go to a tight window against the Giants on Thursday Night Football, a tight turnaround here, what is your concern level over the Cowboys? Scale it for me from 1 to 10 in the comment section of today's show. Overreaction number 1, I'm going to merge stuff here. Fire Mike McCarthy, fire Mike Zimmer, fire the ownership, fire whoever. It's an overreaction. But I get it. I don't necessarily disagree with the overall thought behind it. This can't keep happening. You can't keep showing up in a big game and being MIA for a quarter, for an entire half, for 3 quarters. I can't. When there's so many different things wrong, I believe, and it's just my opinion, you can disagree if you need to, but I believe that becomes less about the individual players, they get blamed too, don't get me wrong, and more about your organization. And your head coach starts that conversation since I can't fire the owner, which I would like to do. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep coming out flat. This Cowboys team somehow, someway, seemed unprepared to stop the friggin' read option. How? They again could not stop the run. What did you do for an entire week to prepare yourself for this game? You knew the Ravens are going to run the ball down your throats. And guess what happened? You got gashed. They ran the ball 45 times, including kneel downs and stuff, for 274 yards. I cannot win football games like that. Why are you so static on offense? Why is your run game, as we'll get into, once again, non-existent? The only reason why you were remotely competitive was fourth quarter Dak. They threw the ball 15 times. They ran it 45. I can't win games with a 3-1 run-to-pass ratio. What are we doing out here, folks? How are you not ready for this? Why did you not really wake up across the board to the fourth quarter with an onside kick? Come on, Mike. I don't think he's good. I think he's a bottom half NFL head coach. If I want to do anything in January, I need more than that. They're not going to fire him right now. It's just not how Jerry does business. But soon? I don't think he's going to be here in 2025. Do you trust Mike McCarthy as the Cowboys head coach? Y for yes and for no in the comments section of today's show. Overreaction number 2, which was happening mid-game, by the way. Oh, it's all Dak Prescott's fault. I am a little bit frustrated that for all the problems on this Cowboys team, QB's fault. We had people, and I've still seen it on social media as we film this, blaming Dak for CeeDee Lamb's fumble. Guys, what are we doing out here? Like, I can't have real conversations if it's automatically, it's the quarterback's fault. He wasn't good enough for the first 3 quarters. That's fine. You have bigger issues. The quarterback, the passing offense, again, is the only reason why you had a sliver of hope in this football game. It's not your ground game. It's not your run defense. It's not your pass defense. Like, I have so many bigger issues at running back, at wide receiver, on the offensive line, the entire defense. I'm not going to worry about the damn quarterback right now. If I had told you this stat line, you probably would have said he won. We have to have actual conversations. I want to have real conversations about this football team. I'm going to have them later on in today's show, so keep watching. But we can't have those if I have to dispute, Dak's fault. Is it, though? No. You can want more out of them? That's fine. Totally agree. Sure. No problem. The damning stats from today's game, on his drop-back attempts, 35.3% of them were tight window throws. If it feels like nobody's open, it's because there isn't anybody open. That is a coaching issue for not scheming stuff up, and it's a player issue for not getting open. Dak Prescott, in the final 2 drives of today's game, had more open receivers per next-gen stats, 4, than the entire first 8 drives, 3. We have to be realistic in our expectations. My expectation is for the running game, both sides of the ball, to not be terrible. To not look like what my dog did to the bed the other night when she was sick. He was sick. It's a disaster class. There's nobody open. There's no blocking. There's no ground game. It's a team sport. I'm trying so hard not to swear right now. It is a team sport. The team is not showing up. Now, I'm not giving Dak an A against the Ravens. I'm not grading him that. It's probably a C+, maybe a B-. But when other things are Fs, I want to focus on the failure aspects. If I am failing grade school or high school or college because I can't do math and I'm flunking out of math, I'm not that worried about my English that isn't an A. I have bigger problems to solve, and that is this Cowboys team right now. So grade them. A, B, C, D, or F. Overreaction number 3. This team just isn't good enough. And I am worried this is correct. That this is the reality you face as a Cowboys franchise. I listened to Jerry Jones get up there again today, or I guess Sunday night, and say, we like our personnel, we couldn't afford Derrick Henry. He is lying through his teeth. I am trying very hard to not get mad when Jerry Jones lies. But I am going to tell you when he lies, because that's a lack of accountability. The Cowboys are paying the price for their inaction in the offseason. They let players leave along the offensive line. They let players leave on the defense. They didn't get better at any position. Maybe linebacker. They're banking on first-year players on the offensive line. Guess what? They weren't good against the Ravens. BB couldn't pick up stunts. Guyton got beat a bunch. They're rookies. It's going to happen. That's the reality you face. You cannot build a championship freaking contender and only do stuff in the draft. You can't. This is the price you pay. You could have afforded Derrick Henry. You didn't want to. That's fine. But when you do nothing else in February, in March, until April in the draft, outside of signing Eric Kendricks, this is the price you pay. You actively chose to get worse. And I don't think Mike McCarthy is a great answer as head coach, frankly. He got set up for failure. You failed this offseason, and this is the results you get. I think you'll be better down the stretch, easier competition. Why do we have any faith in them in January? They're not better. They got worse this offseason. It's showing up on the field, too. Today's show was made possible by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, I like them, unlike the Cowboys front office. America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers, more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Do the flex play, do the power play, do whatever you're trying to do, and come out on top. This is what it looks like, right? Now, I did the flex play here on one of them, and I got the Williams freebie. Henry was let's call it was free money, man. Yeah, 60.5, easy peasy. Lamb, we will talk about him on today's show. Comes up just short, but Prize Picks, download the Prize Picks app today over at prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play 5. That's code CLNS to get on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play 5. You don't even need to win to get the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. Overreaction number 4. You got to trade Micah Parsons and others. Fire sale it. It's an overreaction for now. On one, I think there are 2 differing value, etc. ways of viewing it. Big asset right there, who didn't show up again today. Also, it's tough to show up as a pass rusher when the team runs for 250 yards almost. Big asset could get some good trade chips back. Also, he's like your best defender. So, do you want to trade him away? I'm not so sure. I am not going to sell right now. I'm not going to buy right now. I am holding for sure at the moment. And my guess, when we get to trade deadline time, I don't want to buy or sell. I'm going to hold. Because I think you screwed up so much this offseason, you shouldn't move your assets outside of long-term options at the trade deadline. Keep your powder dry. Because next offseason, if you do your jobs right for once, you're going to have $100 million in salary cap space. I kind of want to keep my picks and assets dry for that. But I can get upgrades and a new head coach as well. So what should the Cowboys be at the trade deadline? B for buyers, S for sellers, H for you're just going to hold, not going to do much there. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Let's talk ground game. Is it cooked? Yeah. In fact, I think it's an underreaction. Because this is the stuff we were talking about for how many months now? Hey, this is, you're banking a lot on your offensive line being better. And if you don't change your scheme, you're probably not going to get the results you're searching for. Well, guess what happened? You can't run the football again. Teams are daring you to run the football, and you can't do it. He had 16 carries for 51 yards today. You take out the Dak Prescott scrambles, the touchdown, by the way, or only rushing touchdown of the day, and you take away the Kevontae Turpin, 1 yard trickeration, which was a bad design because you have orbit motion and you're reversing it that way. That's you're not confusing the defense. You're actually making it very obvious what you're doing. Stupid. You had 13 carries on the ground for 43 yards. Against pretty much all cases outside of short yardage stuff, very light boxes or neutral boxes. I can't win games if I can't even get 3 yards per carry. I can't do it. I can't give Zeke Elliott 5 carries or targets and he gets 12 yards on them, including the nice catch and run. He also ran the wrong route. We will talk more about this later this week on Monday's live show and beyond. I want to check the snap counts. But if you're going to give Dalvin Cook a chance, I think you probably should. Deuce Vaughn plays special teams. He had more yards today than Ezekiel Elliott did. On fewer touches. Dowdle's your best back. They put Hunter Lipke in there on blocking reps. This might be who you have to healthy scratch. Would that team do it, though? I don't know. We'll be live 3:50 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday for some therapy hour here on the Cowboys Report. So make sure you guys are subscribed. YouTube.com/Cowboys TV. We're going to need that therapy tomorrow. Or today, I guess, Monday. We're going to need it. Let's talk CeeDee Lamb. We mentioned it earlier. You have to be better. You have to be. Even if he wasn't getting paid, he has to be better. He's too important. I can't have... It's a receiver. All of them got a little bit of that diva quality. I can't have you fumbling. I can't have you dropping multiple passes in a game. I can't. You're too good. You're too important. Are you a little rusty? Maybe. Different conversation, front office. Again, like you threw the ball 51 times. You caught 4 passes. You had 7 targets. I get that they are scheming you, and I get that he's frustrated. I get it. Trust me, I do. I would be frustrated too. He wants the ball. He thinks he's open. You can't fumble. You can't drop passes when you're going to get the ball thrown your way. It can't happen. I need more out of CeeDee Lamb. He's too important to this offense. And look, the coaching staff gets blamed for the schematic stuff, but if they're going to bracket you every play, put him in fucking motion one time. I swore. There you go. Just be creative. And Lamb, you can't fumble, man. That fumble was a big impact on the game because that was a game, kind of sorta, before you fumbled. It's like the Jalen Brooks fall down route. I can't have it. So against the Giants, Deontay Banks, etc., ball out, CeeDee. Be the guy we all know you actually are.